Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm greetings to each and every one of you. The most anxiously waited occasion is finally here. One who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way is a leader. Respecting our rich tradition and system, let's start this function with the Tamil Thai Valtu.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் மதனமென நிகழ்வரத கண்டனில் தெக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை முதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியந்து செயல் பறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you. On behalf of the Industry Institute Planning Cell, I extend a warm welcome to all for the Leader Connect 2022 for the batch of 2023. We extend our appreciation for your presence today. I request our Dean Placement, Industry Institute Planning Cell, Dr. C. Balakrishnan sir, to deliver welcome address.
Just good morning, one and all. I feel very extremely privileged and honored to present the welcome address to this proud occasion of Leader Connect 2022. First and foremost, I take prestige opportunity to welcome our founder chancellor through AC Shanmugam sir and our honorable president sir through ACS Arun Kumar sir, and who always encourage and support us in each and every occasion. I used to inform in every occasion also. Next, my pleasure is to welcome our Vice Chancellor, Madam Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi ma'am, and Registrar Dr. C. V. Palanivel sir, and Rector Dr. Vishwanath sir, and our guidance and my pillar of this event, Provost sir. And I feel honored to welcome all the additional registrar, joint registrar, HODs, and all the staff members of the Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute. It is in this proud moment in welcoming all the my teammates and the today's heroes of this event, Cognizant team, and who presents today, who have been extended a warm collaboration with our institutions and became a part of our esteemed institution for 2023 campus drive. Finally, on behalf of the IAPC, I extend a warm welcome to everyone present with us today. Welcome you.
Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome extended by you. Now we will showcase our university strength by a video clip.
Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute warmly welcomes you to its world-class educational campus that showcases excellent infrastructure facility housing various departments in diverse fields of study. Faculty of Engineering and Technology. IBM Lab, R&D, Microsoft Lab, Sun Java Lab, .NET Lab, CDAC Garuda Lab, Internet Center, Apple iMac Lab, Cisco Net Academy, High Tech Lab, Cyber Forensic Lab, Intel Internet of Things Lab, Communication Lab 1, Electronic Circuits and Devices Lab, QMAX VLSI Testing Center, Linear Digital Integrated Circuits, Microwave and Optical Communication Lab, VLSI and Embedded Design DSP Lab, Microprocessor Lab, Electrical Machines Lab, Electrical Machines Lab 1 and 2. Smart Grid, Digital Design Lab, Electronic Circuits Lab, Digital Simulation Lab, Linear and Digital Integrated Circuits Lab, LDIC Lab, LabVIEW, Process Control Lab, Mechatronics Lab, Dynamic Lab, IC Engines Lab, Center of Excellence, Multi-Fuel Engine Setup, Center of Excellence, Biodiesel Plant, Metrology Lab, Metallurgy Lab, CAD Lab, CAM Lab, CNC Lathe, CAM Lab, CNC Milling Machine, Boiler Turbine Setup, Robotics Lab, Heat and Mass Transfer Lab, Welding Lab, Machine Shop Lab, Fluid Mechanics Lab, Manufacturing Technology Lab, Fluid Mechanics and Machinery Lab, Fluid Mechanics Lab, Survey Experiment, Survey Cam, Strength of Material Lab, Concrete Lab, Soil Mechanics Lab, Structural Lab, Environmental Lab, Transportation Lab, CAD Lab, Biochemistry Lab, Autoclave, Microbiology Lab, DBT Research Lab, Tissue Culture Lab, Genomics Lab, Bioprocess Lab, Instrumentation Lab, Molecular Biology Lab, Downstream Processing, Physics Lab, Chemistry Lab, English Communication Lab, Research Lab 1, Research Lab 2, Lecture Hall, Computer Lab, Animation Lab, Computer Graphics and Multimedia, Chroma Studio, Advanced Java Programming Lab, Software Testing Lab, Web Technology Lab, Lecture Hall, Architecture Studio 1, Architecture Studio 2, BARC Computer Lab, MARC Computer Lab, Photography Lab, Workshop BARC, Workshop MR. Workshop CRIT Room, Material Museum. Faculty of Medicine, College Block, College Lobby. Classroom, Anatomy Dissection Hall. Anatomy Histology Lab, Anatomy Museum. Biochemistry Students Practical Hall. Physiology Hematology Lab, Clinical Physiology Lab, Physiology Amphibian Lab, Pathology Morbid Anatomy Histopathology Lab, Pathology Research Room, Clinical Pathology Lab, Pathology Museum. Pathology Demo Room, Pharmacology Experimental Lab, Dispensing Room, Student Practical Lab, Museum, Animal House, Microbiology Practical Hall, Museum, Research Lab, Community Medicine Laboratories, Community Medicine Museum, Forensic Medicine Museum, Forensic Medicine Laboratories, Cold Storage, Examination Hall, Hospital, OP Reception, ECG, Endoscopy Facility, Laparoscopy Facility, OBG-OPD, Colposcopic Facilities, Labor Ward, Pediatric OPD, NICU, Optal OPD, Optal Operating Microscope, Surgery, CT scan, full body X-ray, X-ray facilities, mobile X-ray, USG, Ortho OPD, C-arm, ENT OPD, Audiometric Facility, Psychiatry OPD, Dermatology OPD, Operation Theatre 1, Operation Theatre 2, Operation Theatre 3, Operation Theatre 4, Operation Theatre 5, Operation Theatre 6, Operation Theatre 7, Operation Theatre 8, Operation Theatre 9, Dental OPD, Casualty Minor OT, ICU, IP Lobby, Female Ward, Male Ward, Physiotherapy Department, 24 Hours Pharmacy, Central Laboratory, Blood Bank, Clinical Pathology Lab, Adayalampattu Urban Community Center, Varivakam Rural Community Center, Nazareth Pet Rural Community Center, CSSD, Laundry, MRD, Faculty of Dental Surgery. Oral Medicine and Radiology. Digital OPG. Intraoral X-ray, Skull X-ray, Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Minor Operation Theatre, Department of Prosthodontics, Crowns and Bridges, PG Department, Phantom Head Lab. Junior Prosthetics Lab, Department of Conservative and Endodontics, PG. UG. Phantom Head Lab, Department of Conservative and Endodontics, Department of Orthodontics, Orthodontics, Department of Oral Pathology and Microbiology, Department of Oral Pathology, Research Microscope, Museum Specimens, Oral Pathology Museum, Department of Pedodontics and Preventive Dentistry, Department of Public Health Dentistry, CAMPS, Department of Periodontology, PG, Mobile Dental Van, Faculty of Nursing, Lecture Hall, Community Health Nursing Practice Laboratory, Advanced Nursing Skill Laboratory, Nursing Foundation and Medical Surgical Laboratory, OBG and Pediatrics Laboratory, Nutrition Laboratory, Child Health Nursing Lab, Obstetrics and Gynecology Lab, Nutrition Lab, Auditorium, Operation Theatre, Students doing procedure, Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, Faculty of Pharmacy, Computer Lab, Pharmaceuticals Chemistry Lab 1, F&B Training Restaurant, Advanced Training Kitchen, Laser Holographic System, MOUs, Placement Companies. Campus interviews are conducted every year, opening up new visitors for ideal placement opportunities for students.
I feel extremely happy to invite our Dean of Engineering Technology, Dr. Etiraj Sir, to deliver a talk about our college campus and our connect with Cognizant.
respected Provost Dr. G. Gopalakrishnan sir, Additional Registrar B. Cyril Raj sir, IAPC Dean Balakrishnan sir, and the team from Cognizant, Mr. Phani Manepalli, Senior Director, and respected Rupa, HR Talent Acquisition, and Susitra, Executive, all executives, HODs, deans, and my dear student friends. Good morning, one and all present here. It gives me a great pleasure to stand before you to explain brief about our university. And Dr. MGR Engineering College was started in 1988 and acquired deemed university status in 2003. It is given by UGC and MHRD. We have 15 faculties, Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Medical Science, Allied Health Science, Architecture, Dental, Humanities and Science, Hotel and Catering Management. So we covered all the fields. And as far as the Faculty of Engineering and Technology is concerned, we have 8 departments: Computer Science, Engineering and Information Technology, Mechanical Engineering, Civil Engineering, Biotechnology, Chemical Engineering, EEE, Electrical and Electronics Engineering, and Electronics and Communication Engineering. We are offering a lot of programs with the basic usual BTech Computer Science and all those basic things. We are under CSC, we are running a program BTech Artificial Intelligence Data Science, Artificial Intelligence Machine Learning, and we have CFI as Cyber Forensic and Information Security. Under Mechanical, we have Automobile and Robotics and Automation. Under EEE, we have, apart from EEE, we have Biomedical Engineering, Biomedical Instrumentation, and Electronics and Instrumentation. So we are offering a lot of programs to cover all the domains. We are offering MTech as well as PhD in the respective branches. As far as to highlight some of the points, especially in our curriculum, we introduced 3 technical skills where the students can go out and do either a training in a center or study anything apart from their usual curriculum subjects and earn a credit for that. 3 credits are there, each in one semester, each in different semesters. And we have what is called open elective and open lab, where the students from one branch select a paper from the other branch, which is totally different. So suppose electrical people will take biotechnology paper. Similarly, you have 2 open elective and 1 open lab for them, and we are offering foreign language and 2 soft skills. These are all the different approaches we are making it to make the students to ready for the industry. Then we have collaboration MOUs with a lot of big industries like IBM and L&T to give the advanced technology oriented courses so that the students will expose themselves to what is going on in the recent past. Then we have Abdul Kalam Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development, where we encourage people to do research or innovate things. And we got a funding from Ministry of DST and Department of Science and Technology and National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board. Then every batch will have 10 projects selected, and each project will be funded for 2.5 lakhs. so that the people, students can innovate. So these are all the highlights of the university. With that note, suppose anything you want to, suppose the team wants to know, we can interact with the HODs after this meeting, so that we will get a clear picture of the university. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for the detailed explanation about our college and briefing about engineering technology department. Now I request our additional lecturer, Professor Sirendra sir, for a special note of thanks.
The most respected provost of our university, Dr. Gopalakrishnan sir, the guiding beacon of our university, respected Vice Chancellor ma'am, respected faculty friends. Today we have Mr.Phani Manepalli as Senior Director from Cognizant as a Chief Guest. He is accompanied by Rose, again Senior Manager, and then Sujitra from Cognizant. They are here to interact with us, who we are, what are the capabilities of us, what are the facilities that we have. Sir, for your information, we have 15 faculties in our university. So we have developed both horizontally as well as vertically. In the year 2003, when we started as an university, there were only 3 institutions: engineering college, and then a dental, and then architecture. And then after that, all these development has happened. Now, there is a very important difference between students passing out from an ordinary engineering college and then from this sort of university. As the previous speaker said, we have a very flexible credit system there in our university. We make the students to have a 360-degree exposure of what is happening there in other faculties also. So in the name of open elective and then interdepartmental credits, so we have earmarked around 20% of the credits that he has to earn from other departments, because actually we wanted to create our students as design thinkers also, not only confining within their own domain, but rather they should be very innovative, could able to find out, analysis, understand what is happening there in other domains. So that is and then along with that, we have recently made our board of studies more vibrant also. There are compulsory inputs obtained from personality like you as industry members, and then we invite people from academia also, renowned professors from various other academic, and then we invite our best alumni who have excelled in their career, so that who can know what is there here, and then what is the thing which are need to be augmented. So all these things, with these combinations only, we every year we we deliberate and then we fine tune our curriculum then now and then. So because of that only, we in fact, as the previous speaker said, we could able to have all these latest courses, that is AI and then machine learning, and then a combination of AI and machine learning in the respective domains also. So now the civil engineering, actually they are starting, what are the applications that can be imbibed in their civil engineering domain with AI, and then the same way the mechanical engineering have also started a new program. So these are possible because of the inputs we are constantly getting from the industry. And then we encourage students to be very innovative also. When they plan for their project work, we encourage the students to visit other faculties. Say we have a very strong medical and the dental, so we encourage the students to collaborate with those the team, research team over there, and then we make them to in the inter-faculty research activities also, projects also. So this way, actually, we are trying to make them very innovative. Sir, so with this, introduction, I hope with your, again, further visit to all the campuses, probably you will come to know, what we are doing, and then what we need to augment also. We are ready, we are very open also, sir. Please handhold us in all your activities. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for the special note address. May I now request our Provost, Dr. G. Gopalakrishnan, sir, to deliver the felicitation address.
Good morning, everybody. Respected Dr. Manepalli, Rofia, Rose, Suchitra, from Cognizant. Now, I'm really delighted to have all of you here. And I'm sure, I think Cognizant will not leave even a single one not being selected. Right? That's a great hope. Right. Now, our college started in 1988, became a university in 2003, and today we are in 22. Almost 19 years have passed, and we are an A+ category university in India. There are 2,760 universities, 57,625 engineering colleges, both autonomous and otherwise. So you must imagine the competition is great. Now I want all my boys to be selected. I want all my girls to be placed. And this is a tall order. Now that's why we have brought you here. No, I am giving them a target. No, sorry. Your target is small. My target is big. I've got something like 1,300 students to be placed. Now how do I do that? Right? So this is what I was saying. The only way that we can do is, all of you should do excellently well at the interviews and also get a high CGPA. I'm not worried about Cognizant. I want all of you to go abroad also. I hope Cognizant has got about 75 centers or something like 275 centers, 35 countries. And I'm familiar with at least 27 countries of what they say. But then the question is, I want you to select the cream of these people so that they are the ambassadors of MGR University. I'm not interested in talking about the university at all. My university is good. MGR is good. That's all. I leave it to them to decide what they want. Now, Phani and Manepalli and Rofia and Suchitra, I give you an order. You should select as many as possible from our university. Now it's very difficult. We are going through a very difficult phase in India. All these people talk, cyber forensics, industrial system, digital forensics, blah, 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 blah. But have you given the place for them to stay and work? No. So that's what I'm asking Cognizant to come and start a school here so that you develop the people and don't take them and then start training them for 3-4 months. Start a school as the United States is thinking of and start it here. And they give you the place to start the school. I think my colleagues in IT and CSC and all that sitting over here, I think you'll all agree with me that we should start a school here so that we train our students straight away for the job and we don't sit here begging for a job. I'm sorry, I'm a little atrocious. But the question is, all of you must do excellently well. Be sincere in your targets, and if you're getting selected, be sincere, integrity-wise, to the company. You understand what I mean? I'm 82. You're all 20s, right? Now just imagine, when I can talk this much, you must talk at least 4 times more than what I talk. Am I right? And your English must be superb. You must think of it very much and see very seriously thinking about various things, right? So therefore, wish you all the best. Have a nice time and do your best. I hope they will do their best. Thank you very much. Sorry to delay you. Thank you very much.
I just want to inform, recently we received the feedbacks of 2022, that is recently students got placed in Cognizant. 60 students from all, I'm saying about engineering technology, arts and science and others. In engineering technology, I got the feedback. 17 has been selected for, that is, they kept the level 1, level 2 and level 3. In that level 1, that is more than 7 lakhs per annum. In that, 16 are highly recommended for the positions. This I want to inform you, very much happy that our student performance on the, this is the feedback is after the placement. That is, they have been working and highly recommended for the further levels of that. So I'm just very much happy. I'm looking forward from 2023, which is going to start in the month of August, 2nd and 3rd week. We'll keep on update you. Meantime, with all support of HODs and recommendation of HODs, we're going to start 2 weeks pre-placement boot camp, which will be covered all the aptitude tests, which is covered in Cognizant, not only Cognizant, TCS. I hope all already started 3 or 4 companies for 2023, right? Including TCS, and very soon we'll be starting Cognizant. And the senior director says the Cognizant should top lead in all the placements. That is, numbers should be more. So I request all the students support in this regards. So we're looking forward. Best of luck, students. This I want to give a brief note to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Phani Manepalli has over 24 years of IT industry experience. He joined Cognizant as a campus trainee and played multiple roles from developer to sub-business unit head. Over his career, he has served customers in multiple industry segments from life science, retail, logistics, and electrical utilities, and across geographies such as America, UK and continental Europe. He currently manages Cognizant customer belongings to the light machinery industrial sector. As part of his role, his team delivers solutions to customers in the area of IoT, advanced analytics and digital supply chain. He completed his Bachelor of Engineering Technology from Andhra University in Electrical and Electronics. He resides in Chennai with his wife and 2 daughters. He enjoys watching sports like being outside, keeping up fitness and catching upon new trends. May I now request the guest speaker of the day, Mr.Phani Manepalli, to motivate our 2023 batch students with a speech to Leader Connect.
Because we are. We look different because we are different. Cognizant has become a more strategic kind of technology services company, reimagining experiences, processes, and technology to help the world's most influential organizations take on their greatest challenges. Because we believe that modern businesses should operate with human insight, but at superhuman speed. by anticipating what's next and acting instantaneously to meet it, as if on intuition. This is a new standard for what technology can do for business. This is the ambition that drives us. As we work together to engineer organizations to predict changes and respond instantly, so they can do more for their customers and improve everyday life for us all. Cognizant. Intuition engineered.
Intelligence is the foundation of any good business. But if every good business has it, how do you stand out? Luckily, there's a tool to heighten your intelligence, build on it, elevate it. It's called intuition. Born from human instinct, some might see it as uncertain or anti-data. But in fact, it's the ultimate demonstration of data-driven decision-making. When it's enabled by technology, intuition stops feeling like a hunch and starts looking like confidence. The kind of confidence you get when you work with Cognizant. Business engineers who help you anticipate expectations and act instantly, as if on intuition. The ones that help you employ IoT so you can sense changes in your customers and company. Who crunch data using AI so you learn about trends before they're trending. Who create software to help you act on your intuition and deploy it in the cloud so you can convert it into products that produce results better and faster than your competition. It's how Cognizant enriches what you know with the know-how to get to the future first. This is intuition, and we can engineer it. Cognizant. Intuition engineered.
The world knows.
Hello. How are you guys doing? Good, good. First of all, like to thank so much Gopal Krishnan sir, eminent, all the professors, dean. And it's a privilege for me to be standing here. 24 years ago, I was a fresher like you guys, right? Passed out of a college in Vijayawada. We didn't have campus. So I had traveled to Hyderabad. And was intending to apply for a few campus, it was off campus, right? So applied for some few companies. And one of the first companies I applied was Cognizant. At the time it was just 1,000 strength, right? And I didn't have much of an idea, but I said, yeah, let me try. And there was a similar setup where the students from the various colleges across Andhra were there. And one of the leaders from Cognizant, who is now retired, he gave a very passionate speech talking about why Cognizant, why do we have to join, and so on and so forth. Right? So I applied for it. I was so driven by that, message. I applied for it, and luckily that was my first, opportunity. Right? Satyam also. I mean, you should be knowing Satyam at the time. One of the companies at that time. These are the two companies I had applied for. Cognizant happened to be the first, and then I got into it, and my career has completely changed from that day. Standing here, I joined 98, and MGR also happens to be the university that started. It's kind of coincidence that it gives me chill that I am standing here in front of you, talking about my career, and I hope and I wish to inspire all of you to do great, and obviously select Cognizant. Right? So thank you so much. So what I will be doing today is, IT industry has grown tremendously, right? But what is the reason for the growth, right? And why there is so much of demand? What is Cognizant doing to help, kind of provide solutions to our customers? and why we want you to select Cognizant, right? So this is going to be my agenda for the next half an hour, 45 minutes, right? And I feel free to stop me anytime. I think there is some agenda with Q&A, but I don't mind if any of you have any questions. It's better if you are interactive because I can get a sense of what you're looking for, right? And I can address there and then itself. So be very interactive. Stop me whenever you want, and I will try to, as much as possible, address all your questions and kind of give you the way what you're looking at. I talked about IT industry. It is very complex in sense of the kind of competition it is there. And I don't want to go through all the facts and figures, right? You can go through it. But I just want to give references to my own personal life and experience. I think that is what kind of helped me grow, right? I just want to give those insights for you to really understand what you should be looking for. So if you look at the industry, it's been there for a long, right? But the last few years, it has kind of phenomenally changed. So the reason, right? 5-10 years back, businesses were looking at IT mostly as an enabler for managing their operational costs. You take any industry, manufacturing, retail, life sciences, they all want solutions which can help their business process get automated and get things done faster. But with the advent of technology, now you have mobile devices where you can actually access the entire world, right? Driven by the internet, communications, 3G, 5G, 4G, the infrastructure on cloud, which enables you to ramp up faster. Earlier, if I want to set up some computer itself, it should take long days, right? But now, and then the data, which is the most powerful, right, in terms of understanding. The business started looking at IT just beyond the operational. It used to be a cost center. The IT used to be given a budget saying that, hey, this is what you have to do. I will give you so much of billions of dollars, you set up systems, and you run my business. So business have changed, looking at the way the technology evolved, right? They know the power of a consumer, and they know the power of technology in the hands of the consumer. So the entire outlook of the industry has changed with this. And the business have realized that for them to survive, it is not enough to look at IT as just an operation center, but use it to drive new demand. So what used to be a cost effectiveness factor has become a driver for business. How do we increase the product that they are building? How do we increase the consumer group, and so on and so forth? And that has driven a massive shift, right? And in my own experience, when I used to travel to my customer bases, right, and most of my interactions would be with their CIO, Chief Information Officer, right, and their stakeholders. We rarely used to connect with business, just only to clarify our requirements, right? If they give requirements, we go and talk to them and say, hey, what does it mean, all of that. So our interaction used to be only that, but now, when I go and meet my customer, it's a multitude of teams, departments within the organization that want to understand how IT can solve their problems. And the way the business has matured, right, the roles itself are changing. Nowadays, if you look at other top companies, there is no role called a CIO, right? It has kind of become fragmented. They have a chief data officer who specializes in data. They have tremendous amount of data coming from all the devices and the users accessing, right? So they want to understand what can be done with the data. Then there is a chief digital officer who wants to transform the business, make it more nimble, agile for the end users, and so on and so forth, right? So if you can imagine, the business have evolved, and most importantly, they are very intuitive. They are no more looking at IT as a something there who opens the laptop and does something, right? Everybody is very aware of what the IT is and how it can improve. So that is one of the reasons why we see the phenomenal growth. And obviously, you all know pandemic kind of completely changed multitude, right? When we did research, obviously everybody, all CEOs want to invest in IT, but the amount of change that happened in the last few years has kind of changed the way they look at it. 97% of the global companies have said that without IT and they have interest. So that's a kind of if you look at the spectrum, right? And without IT, there is no industry. Any industry, if you want to survive, you have to have IT, and you have to be the fastest to reach the customer. And so, what is it that we are doing in India, right? And obviously, I've seen a very wonderful video of what MGR, research institute has been doing, right? Nurturing all the talent, fantastic facility, infrastructure. So for years to come, I'm very confident that nobody can beat India in terms of generating the talent, right? And India is synonymous with all the manufacturing which China is known. So I think from that point of view, there is so much of demand, and you all are going to play a role. If you look into it, just over the 3 years, there are 360,000, campus recruits across all the attended players. And obviously, the talent is equally distributed, right? When you say lateral, is the guys who have experience and working already in the industry. But we in Cognizant kind of realize that the talent that is there in the industry is not enough because the technology is changing every day. They don't have the skill, right? Whoever is there in the industry, myself, I don't know every technology, I don't know a lot of things, right? It has to be learned. And the best way to learn and best way to inculcate comes from all of you guys, right? So from the outlook of that, once you have chosen this career industry, right, the options are phenomenal, and if you look at the top skills in demand, I just saw that most of you are already kind of having some experience in various labs and that you're in this institute, right? So these are some of the skills that we see on demand. And I'll just end this with respect to what you see when you come to IT, right? You can change, you can work on different projects, learn new things. You don't have to relate yourself to just one industry, right? That's one of the advantage of coming into IT industry is its cross-industry utilization, right? A lot of solutions that you build for one industry can be taken to another, and so on and so forth. But we talked about developers and everything. But for me, the most important thing is impact to social life, right? And that is where we come in. Cognizant, it's a relatively small company, in sense of number of years, 28 years experience in the industry. We'll be a $20 billion at the end of this year, and we have had a very significant growth, right? And just except for a few years before, we were going a double chip, right? But key thing that I want you to keep an eye on is the number of. So by the way, I will be using associate throughout my presentation, right? So this is actually our team in Cognizant. We don't want to call them as employees or resources, right? Because they are a part of our team. So we call them as associates because together we develop all their solutions. So we have hired around 40,000 plus associates last year itself. Kind of shows how we are growing. And another key thing is the digital share of the revenue, right? So whatever you saw in the previous slide, the technologies, cutting edge technologies in the areas of data, IoT, etc. The revenue share for us almost is coming to 50% this year. So half of the programs that we do, or impacting somebody's business or somebody's life, and you're all going to be a part of it. And the second thing that is the spread of our revenues, right? We used to be a predominantly US based. Our headquarters is in New Jersey, but we have operations all over the world. Few years back, most of our revenues and customers used to be in US, but now, as you can see, we have kind of expanded outside to the global footprint. So that means you will get experience working across different geographies where the macroeconomic situations are very different, right? The way a business are run in Europe is different from US and Asia Pac, etc. So what you also get to see is those experiences working across the geographies in different kinds of industries and thought process. Right? And we have been the top performer for a lot of years, and some of the recognitions that we have. We've been consistently ranked in the fastest growing companies. But something which I closely take to my heart is, this particular recognition, which is the most admired company. We believe end of the day, the associates who are part of the company matters, and unless until they feel empowered, they feel that they are making a difference, whatever we do is not going to make any difference, right? And this is kind of recognition for us where we have taken that as something which is very close to our heart, right? And I joined, as I said, I joined in '98. There were 1,000. The principles with which the company was founded in terms of what we call the DNA, right? It was evolved over here in terms of naming conventions. But if I want to call the ABCs of the company, the first and foremost is associate. Without associates, we don't exist. And our main aim is to ensure that we are constantly helping the associates develop their career, learn, and be successful. And there's a lot of investment goes into that once you join, and even before you join in terms of training and other things. Second is obviously the customers, because that is what we are serving, right? Whatever we do, we always keep the customer and the end user in mind. Any solution, any problem we are solving, and that kind of gives us the mentality of how am I influencing, not just as a developer in Java, .NET, etc., right? But how am I influencing a particular business or life? So that's our second fundamental goal. And obviously, I didn't cover the B. B is business, right? End of the day, it's a business, and you still need to have a profitable growth, and that is the foundation principles with which the company was formed, the ABCs of the company. And even now, over the period of all the changes, we do not go away from these three founding principles. And I am very proud, and my association is Cognizant. This is the only company that I have spent my entire life, right, is because of this. And it's a proud moment for me to kind of talk about those things, irrespective of the change that is happening. Right? And that is something which you will see when you join, and the kind of differentials that we have. And I talked about, with Cognizant, right, I talked about how are we well known in industry and digital experience. So I'm sure, how many of you follow Formula 1 here? So there it knows. So you recognize this Aston Martin, right? And so key for us is to make sure that we are visible in the market, right? And as I said, we had a focus to expand ourselves across the globe, right? So this is a conscious decision that we did to ensure that everybody knows us as one global. Formula 1, for all of you don't know, is very famous in Europe. Everybody in Europe follows Formula 1, but not so much in the rest of the geographies, right? But then the other association we want to make is digital. The kind of technology used in this car is phenomenal, right? 1/100th of a second changes the grid position when you start the race, right? I think he knows what I'm talking about. 1/10th, if you are slow, you lose a position when you are racing. And 10-20 kilometers gets you ahead of your opponent, right? So, we want everybody to be associated with this cutting edge technology, and that is what we are doing today. Our engineers are working with Aston Martin engineers to kind of develop the car and be at the forefront. So obviously, we are still not there. Right? We are third year of operations, third season. We still have a long road to meet the Ferraris and Mercedes of the race, but we are very confident that with the kind of passion and with the kind of intuition that we have, we will be there, and this is what we stand for. And it's not just this, right? We also want to be known as a responsible corporate citizen, and a lot of effort has gone in to make sure that we are kind of helping society. And education is, as sir pointed out, right? This is the need of the hour. And through our foundation, we have done a number of initiatives where we are helping the underprivileged, right? And if you notice towards the left hand of the slide, something very close to me. The gentleman there handing over the clock to the Honorable Chief Minister is head of my business unit. So, we have kind of partnered with the Tamil Nadu state to help, with all the infrastructure and training for the underprivileged schools. Right? So not just that, we do it across the globe, right? And the one more thing that I wanted to talk about is the recent pandemic situation, right? And how we have formed a operation, we call it Operation C3, to help people in need who was made by the pandemic. As part of this initiative, we had opened our offices for vaccinations, right? And it was administered to not just all the associates and their dependents and family, but also their kids, brothers, sisters, and even those who are staying with them, be it their helpers, etc. So through this, we have vaccinated close to 220,000 people in 6 months. That's something which we feel we have to give back to society. And while all of this is, investment, right? For me personally, the other investment that we make as a part of the initiative called as outreach is the time that I and my team spend with the some of the schools. Right? So we have a program called outreach where we kind of adopt a school, and the one that I'm talking about is a school in Cemetery. It's one of the slums on OMR, right? So we adopted that school. Our involvement is just to help educate the kids over there, right? And it's all personal time. Nothing related to the office work, no foundation coming in and giving anything. We feel it's a privilege to go and sit there and help them, because end of the day, education is what matters, and it has to start from the grassroots. Right? So this is something which we take it close to heart, and I welcome whoever joins my team. It's all voluntary, so obviously everybody wants to be a part of it and take time to do it. Right, so Phani, how am I going to be fitting in this? What is my role? How are you going to help? Right? So I talked about what does IT as a career gives to you, right? And one of my important points there was how are you helping the lives that matter, right? In terms of the technology. And that is our purpose, right? Our purpose, God does not start, right? Whatever we do, we want to engineer modern business to improve day-to-day life. It is not just about creating a program, some technology, doing some, intelligent data analysis, etc. End of the day, whatever we do, it matters to some business. In the end of the day, a consumer at the other side. So that is what we always keep in mind. Is that it's the impact that we are creating to a business and hence the user, is it what makes sense? And to achieve that, our vision is to be a preeminent technology provider. And what we can assure you once you join Cognizant is to take you through this path to realize those dreams. Right? We have academy within our kind of school within our company, which helps you to pick up whatever technology you want, go train. It's part of the curriculum. Right? The learning never ends, and something which you have to think about it. You cannot say, hey, I have spent so many years, I'm joining Cognizant and expecting that I am free of learning. Absolutely not. It actually increases more because of the way things change every day. So that is what we can help you with, right? We can help you to kind of live your passion dream, pick up the technology of your choice, and do what you want to do. If there are any questions so far, a little boring. I will try to get some examples to make you feel, what we do, how it matters, right? So these are some of the examples of the kind of solutions that we build. So this is for one of the largest, pharmacy kind of setup in US. They are a global company, but we did this only for US, right? So when the pandemic hit, so obviously like everywhere, the need of the hour was to administer vaccines, and the US government had kind of nominated a few companies to kind of administer the vaccine. And within a short period of 8 weeks, they built a solution which is similar to our COVID, right? But with many features. Within a short period of 8 weeks, we've developed this application system for them, and so far around 60 million, US citizens have been registered as a vaccine. And the biggest thing that I want to call out here, I personally know the team, though it's not my customer, but I have interacted. A big part of the team were what we call as Gen Zs, who came from some of the colleges, right? So they built this application. They were a big part of this team, and this is something which created a lot of change in the way it is done, and that is what you have to take proud in, right? It might have been a Java application on some cloud, but end of the day, it helped administer 60 million vaccinations, and that is what you have to believe that you are thinking for, right? So I will take some examples of different industries to know, so that you know that it is applicability in every industry, and it doesn't matter what is your background, right? As long as you are, as Sir said, showing the passion, continue to learn, excel, you can be a part of any of this. So this is for the utilities. Utilities are, like our electricity department in US, right? It's a very delicate market, private market. They supply glass electricity, and we have plenty of customers across United States. And they have to run obviously 24/7 supplying electricity to all the and important places. One of our customers also support White House. Okay? So what we do here is to maintain their applications. It manages the grid. If you are from the electrical engineering background, you know how complex it is to manage the grid, right? Whatever energy is created, generated, has to be used, otherwise it will collapse. So our applications kind of help the engineers of the various utilities to kind of manage the grid. We also have solutions to build the customers, do all the customer service, etc. So again, the key takeaway here is, you are a part of a solution or a team that is supporting the livelihood of many of businesses and customers, right? And that is a very critical thing to take away from here. This is something which from our travel and hospitality, right? And you all know Papa John's is I called out the name because this is a case study available in the public domain, right? You can all go and search. So again, of all the industries, the travel and hospitality was the biggest hit during the pandemic. Literally, their operations came to a stop. Many of our customers had to shut a lot of their kind of businesses to ensure they run minimum. And this customer of ours came and said, we have gone online. A lot of our orders are now over the phone because people cannot come to our places anymore. And obviously the staff stopped, right? Very few people come and take up this. So they said, hey, we are doing a lot of business, right? How can you help us? So what we did is we built a AI solution which kind of takes the data of all the users that are ordering, kind of create a profile. I'm sure you might be seeing in Swiggy's, right? If you ask for Vada, I say, do you want something else? So like that, we created intelligent solutions for them to ensure that they are able to complete an order 40% of their time. So while you look at it as an operational efficiency, from a customer point of view, that means a single person can sell more than once. We used to sell only one pizza, now we're able to. So that means we are creating the business. So that's the kind of mentality that we want all of you to look at it, right? At the end of the day, it is just another application which takes a call and do it. But what it means, the value is that is somebody's business is changing and they are making more money. So the next example is from the life sciences industry, which is probably one of the cutting edge in terms of how it impacts the lives, right? So this is another clinical test. So if you are from the biotech stream, you will know that for any medicine, vaccine to be developed, it takes huge amount of data, so many people doing tests, and kind of going through the entire process of screening. There is a lot of documentation needs to be created. There are so many compliances in place from a regulatory body to ensure that whatever tests that are done and whatever certified is not causing any harm, right? So quite a few of things need to be done before any drug comes out, which means that a tremendous amount of information is to be exchanged, right? And some of these are very secure, very sensitive, because we're talking about people who have taken tests, their details in terms of their physiology, what is their background, etc., before they can say that this drug is ready to use. Right? And it involves so much of data transfer across the board, right? So obviously, when the test is done, you need to have multiple demographics. You cannot just do a test on a single set of things, right? It needs to be over geographies, various cultures, etc., so that they can finally certify that it can be issued anywhere. And one of the challenges was the transfer of data, right? And that should be very secure. So what we have done is build a platform that can enable this with security and collaboration that can be seamless in terms of how the scientists look at the data, how the trials are being done, and most importantly, how the regulatory authorities are able to go through the documentation certified. So, this system is now implemented in multiple of our pharma customers, and we have more than 150,000 scientists using this across 30,000 odd locations, right, to kind of transfer and maintain this data. So again, if you look into it, typically a drug takes 5 to 10 years to develop because they need that information and they need that analysis before we. But all for the Covaxin or any of the drugs that was created for COVID, it hardly took 6 months. And imagine the amount of tests and data that is done. Right? Solutions like this enable that. And we're all going to be part of it. So that's the way you should look at it. Another example from a banking industry. Say again, like here in India, you open an account online, you do a lot of online transactions and so on and so forth. So which means that the possibility of data being snatched is very high, right? Transactions can be faulted and there is a lot of breach from data perspective. So our customer wanted to have a solution which can look at the transactions and identify if there are any fraud happening. And we built a similar solution to them. And what we are able to do on a daily basis is go through 10 millions of transactions and identify which is authentic and which is fraud, which helps them to save millions in terms of all the repercussions from a fraud transaction. So finally, this is how many of you follow football? Right, so this is the English Premier League, right? This is the Football Association, which is the equivalent of BCCI, if you want to call, in England, for administering all the games. So this is again our customer, and this is again a case study that is available in public. Right, so we work closely with the Football Association and track the entire matches, the leagues, the players. So whatever you see when you watch a FA Cup, right? I don't know if you have noticed, if you are following FA Cup, Cognizant logo also comes. Right? So the entire analysis of that is done by our applications. And it's again, more you can see from the way we've been able to associate, not just from the industries, but also from a industry like a sport, which is also data intensive in terms of how they track player movement, identify what is their strengths, and etc. Right? So this is another example in terms of what you will be working on and how you should look at yourself whenever you develop your skills. So what's in for me, right? So what are you going to play? Right? You will be a part of a team, right? And as I said, there are multiple roles in the team, right? You might be a developer, tester, or anything. But all you have to be keeping in your mind is you are working towards a solution, something example that I have given. And how you can hone your skills to better yourself. Now, obviously, you work with cutting edge technologies, and if your question is, hey, will I be working on all of this now? No. It takes years of practice, years of learning for you to be, kind of becoming the expert in these areas. Right? So that is what you will get. And Third one is, sir mentioned, the culture of kind of taking up different faculties, understanding what's happening, right? So we kind of call it as a culture of innovation, right? So no matter where you are placed, what project, what program you are working, you always have a choice of thinking outside the box and come up with solutions that probably not immediately relevant to your customer or your project. And that is what we enable as a part of our initiatives like a hackathon or a prodigy event that we create, where we encourage our associates to pick up their own passion, and if they think they have a solution to some of the business problems, right, because they might have experience working with the customer, you have also an opportunity to play a part there, right? So it is not just end of the day the run of the mills that you will be working on, but you can also go beyond the mile and be a part of these solutions. And before I stop, I just want you to keep in mind three things, right? How do you set yourself for success? Start with the goal, obviously, smart goals. I hope you know the definition of smart, right? They have to be measurable, etc., etc. So have that goal in mind. Think about what you want to do 5 years, 3 years down the line. Right? Even in industry like IT, there are multiple careers right, that you can have. You can continue to be a technology expert. The first 5 years, 3 to 5 years, it is going to be the same for all of you, right? Irrespective of your background and everything, you will learn the basics of where you are put. And it's a continuous learning. Without that, you cannot go beyond. Right? So that is very something which is set out for all of you once you join, and wherever you go, that's all it is. But after that, depending on your passion, where you excel, you can either continue to be a technology expert of the field of your choice, or you can start looking at business solutions, right? So which means become domain experts in each of the industries, manufacturing, etc., where you will try to understand the business requirements, what's happening, and convert into IT solutions. Then you also have an option of managing the projects itself, right? So if you look at the solution that we talk about, there is a manager or a programmer who kind of program manager who directs the entire plan, what should be done when, etc., etc. And it involves multiple teams from across the various streams, right? So that's another option that you can have. If I'm passionate about understanding and getting all technology together for the solution, right? And I want to drive that. Or you can also bring in your entrepreneurship skills, right? Business administration skills, and that is the track that I'm in. Right? So I manage a portfolio. It's a kind of business, right? I'm responsible for the building of the business, to sell the solutions to our customers and make profit. So that's another career, right? So before you start, just put yourself in terms of, hey, what interests you more, where do you want to see yourself, and put together the plan there. And no matter what you choose, what you do, give your best. It is not all going to be hunky-dory, right? While you talk all those things, there will be a lot of problems that you will face. Your application may fail, right? You will be asked to come and fix it anytime, or you will be working on solutions that are already there in the production and it's running, and you will be asked to fix it, and you have to learn it on the fly, right? So it is all kinds of possibilities can happen, but what you have to keep in whatever you do, you have to give your best. Right? When I started my career, so obviously those days, the first couple of years was mostly about solving the verification problem. Right? But beyond that, I was actually an analyst who was monitoring the applications 24/7 as a part of the batch. And I used to get phone calls, pages from users saying that, hey, this is not running. On the fly, I have to pick up and go figure out what the problem and fix it. And it is, we work in shifts. At this time, we used to work in shift, right? And we used to get a pager. So I have to be attentive all the time. The pager comes, immediately get up and interact with the business user directly across the globe and understand what is the problem. And they all have to be fixed within seconds. Otherwise, something is burning here, right? So you have to go through the grind of, picking up something which you may not have familiarity with. But key thing is again, put your heart and soul into it, right? Even if you don't develop application, learning how the application is built, the system is built is another act, because you can figure out what are the mistakes that are done and avoid those mistakes. So whatever it is, just make sure that you kind of put your thought. And finally, this is the most important that we encourage. Right? Speak up if you think that something is not right and you think there is something that needs to be done better. Always welcome to stand up and raise your hand and say, hey, but I don't think that's the right way. So these are the three principles with which I have grown from the ranks of a developer to managing a business unit, right? And it has helped me a lot in my career. And I wish, and that's my advice to whoever I meet in my team. Basics, these three basics will help you to excel wherever you are and whatever you want to. Okay, with that, thanks so much for your time. Any questions?
Thank you, sir, for your motivation. Now I request the Cognizant campus team, Ms. Rofia Rose, Senior Manager of Cognizant, as Ms. Sujitra, Junior Executive HR, to take over the season and motivate our students about how to get ready for a placement drive.
Are you all motivated already? Yes? Okay. Wonderful. So first of all, thank you, Phani. That was inspiring. You spoke from the heart, and when you were speaking, we could see that you were trying to recollect your memories. You're trying to relive certain projects that you were involved in. So thank you for taking all the students in the management on what we are, what we do, and how we keep impacting lives around. And at this moment, I also wanted to thank Gopal Krishnan sir, VC member Dr. Geeta Lakshmi, the management, the principal, and the placement office for this opportunity to interact with you today. On behalf of Cognizant, I would like to extend a warm thank you to all of you. Well, I know it is very difficult to sit for some time, and it's quite chilling too. I was trying to, keep myself warm. Can you all stand up for some time? Because I know we will take another 15 minutes, so it's not going to be a boring session, for sure. I can assure you that. Okay, stretch. You can stretch, turn around, keep looking who's sitting right, to your left, to your right, behind you. And yes, you can stretch all. You're just trying to help the body get a good gush of oxygen and energy. Yes. Thank you. Now, at the count of 3, you will all sit. Okay? Are you ready? 1, 2, 2.3, 2.5, 7, 3. Thank you. Nice to see happy faces and smiling faces. Very nice. It's always, I feel energetic when I talk to students. It's very contagious. The potential, this energy, the happiness, and the cheerful attitude from the students are very contagious, and I really get inspired from students like you all. Well, I will have Suchitra walk you through the placement readiness. Okay, this is not a pre-placement talk, but we would like to spend 15-20 minutes to tell you how we truly stand apart from our competitors and what we do, right? And we've been doing this business, and how do we make students like you ready for the process. And yes, sir, I take your tall order. And yes, with conditions apply. You will get to see the process. Okay, we would love to take all of you and also the students who are watching, through the link. We would love to take all of you. We are going against a target of 50,000 this year. So which means you all have an opportunity. So how many of you want to participate in the placement drive? You can raise your hand. Okay, from now on to the next 15 minutes, you will be given exercise, okay? That's nice. Well, last year, okay, our selects alone, what I'm saying is selects, right, alone was close to 65K. So we've been doing a lot of hiring, mainly from campuses, because we feel as a technology company, technology changes fast, and students like you have the right mindset to learn, relearn quickly, keep learning new things. So it's very interesting, as he was quoting out the example of the vaccine app, app that was developed. It was Gen Zs. Gen Zs are nothing but Generation Cognizant. That's how we refer the campus recruits. We refer to them as Gen Zs. So we don't really go by any hierarchy here. As he said, all of us are called associates, even at whatever level they are, entry level or the top level. Each one of them are addressed as associate. And Gen Zs like you, when you come on, right, the next year, you are a student right now and a working professional in a year down the line, you would be starting to impact lives. That is how I would want each one of you to think about your working professional. Wherever you work, whichever field you do, think how you are making sure your opportunity is going to impact the society, people around. That will give you a whole new meaning to your work. Not just trying to read. As he said, learning is going to increase more. Wherever you are, if you stop learning, and that's the end of it. Keep learning whatever you know. And I'm going to stop my Gyan session right here. Okay? And we will get into the placement. Okay? We will be up there for placement in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Be ready for it. What you have to do and what you need to do, all of that will be told by Suchitra. We will take any questions that you have for Phani and for the campus team, for the entire Cognizant here, towards the end of the session, if you still have the energy to ask. Okay, Suchitra, you want to take over? Hi all, I'm Sujita, Junior Executive HR of Cognizant. Many of you have seen the video, sorry for that sound right now. What is Gen Z? Anyone from here? Great, great. So, you guys are called as Gen Zs once you step into Cognizant. You will be the face of Cognizant. I'll just play quick slides. I think you should ask a lot of questions. So what are the main points which you noticed in the video? Because the video will tell about many points, the key differentiators which we have in Cognizant. Any one or two? Good. Be smart. Okay. Be smart. Good. Next. We have Good. Share your opinion, okay? Apart from that, the points which were mentioned in the video.
Continue learning.
Sorry?
Continue learning.
Okay, good. Have fun. Notice that, right? I thought at least any one candidate will tell have fun. Then? Sorry. Okay, good. Because we have well-being sessions which is conducted in Cognizant every week. We will be having a Zumba class, yoga, nutritionist. Not us, but you can. Gen Zs will have time. Then. Yeah, it's a part and parcel of our life. Okay, the main initiative which we do is LGBTQ. You know, right? Yeah, because Cognizant, we think it is a main thing, and we have hired around 100 members of LGBT, and they are working with us as agencies and also an HR executive with us. Okay, so moving on to the slide, okay, about the placement. I'll ask you 6 questions, okay? I want everyone to raise your hands if it is suitable for you, okay? How many of you are willing to work in your flexible work location? Oh, girls, I thought you would be raising your hands because you want to go somewhere else and work, flexible work location. Oh, you are comfortable to travel, okay. So the second question is, so across the world you will be traveling, right? So are you interested to travel abroad? How many of you are interested? Oh, the whole crowd, okay, fine. How many of you are willing to do internship with, it is a paid internship in your 8th semester once you get into the company? Okay. So the fourth question is, how many of you are willing to do higher education once you join the company? Without in a premier institutes, without writing GATE, because you guys are B candidates, so you will be opting for ME without writing GATE in BITS or IIT.
Keyword without GATE examination. That's a keyword. Still few hands.
Okay, fine. Apart from that, fine. So, yes. How many of you know about service agreement, which is called as bond? A company which will not have bond, service bond, or you want to offer a company which has service bond? You don't want service bond. So how many of you don't want service bond? Raise your hands.
You know, right, what is service bond? Yes. So I just asked 6 questions, okay? All these 6 things are in Cognizant. So first thing is about, sir, can I have my hand mic? The first thing is about internship. It's a flagship program in Cognizant. We provide internship for around 34,000 candidates in 2020 batch. Sorry, 2022 batch. We hired around 50K in 2022. From that, 34K are interning with us right now. Your seniors are also a part of it. It's a great thing, right? And we also give you stipend for that internship. Okay? So you learn while you are in your academics itself, you earn and you learn. The second thing is about the digital honor program. So a key accelerator is that once you join as a Gen Z in the program analyst level, okay, after 6 months you can upgrade yourself to a business analyst or any other software developer according to the role. So you can shift in 6 months along with the salary package. The third one is no service bond. We don't provide service bond in Cognizant. The fourth one is flexible key location. So how many of you are willing to work in Hyderabad, Kerala, Bangalore? So we have facilities of Cognizant everywhere in India and across the globe. So you can.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
I have a problem that I'm facing. Please ask how many people are willing to stay in Chennai and work.
Yeah. See, girls, I'm admitting the girls are not ready.
This is a real problem that we are facing. Okay? Sorry to stress
No, no.
this point. So people usually think I want to travel abroad, the young blood, this is the time for you to venture out, step out, right? This is same in Tamil also. Kadal kadal thiraviyam theatre. So there is a written line. But all the mindset thinks that move away from Chennai, but we're actually struggling to fill Chennai, right? Most of the demand is in Chennai for us. And we do have demand across the globe and yes, across facilities in India. But we hardly see people, even Chennai as a base location, do not want Chennai. You know how we know that? Because when you register with us, okay, we will ask questions. We will give you a big list of questions. So one of the questions is this. Which is your preferred location? Number 1 and number 2. You see, even Chennai with permanent address as a base location want to opt out. I mean, what do you find? When you see a mass people going away, you're like, what's wrong with Chennai? That has made me really think, because we're facing one of the issues right now, discussing what do we do. And even yesterday we were talking to the leadership team and thinking, what happened to Chennai? So please tell me, is there any specific reason outside this room? I would be willing to hear about it.
I know that. Actually, I will give you the answer for that. Actually, what is happening is I am interacting with the students very closely, and after working also they talk to me. The reason is, see, generally the word of mouth is the very biggest way. See, the thing is, the people in Bangalore, they say that we have plenty of opportunity. It is very easy to shift. That switch over. This week he will be in one company, next month he will be in the other company. That possibility is more in Bangalore. That is what the word of mouth. So people always from here, they shift there. They say that within a short time. See, you agree or not, I'll tell you. The mindset of the youngsters is this. Present youngsters. They say that they will complete their graduation in 21 years. They join immediately in a company, then go to abroad immediately somewhere and enjoy their life without thinking about the future and die in 35 years. See, this is the reality. So, this is the one. Okay, thank you.
So you started very well. And the last statement, dying in 35 very seriously.
No, that is very unfortunate.
Yes, and what you say is true. I mean, that was only for fun. I mentioned it, but that's the mentality that students have. You know, you earn a lot in a short span of time, and you also come down. We have seen the trend, and Phani, would you like to add or share your views on this?
So, sir, you talked about, opportunities are there, we can easily shift, right? But one thing I want you to understand is you have to have a specific set agenda in your mind, right? One of the first three things I said, okay? Without that, you keep changing your goals, you are neither here nor there, right? And two, it doesn't matter what technology that you are finally going to be putting your hands on and working. What it matters is what you have learned, the basics, right? So I'll just give my own experience, right? How many of you know AS400? AS400 as a technology.
AS400?
I know. How many know mainframe? Yeah, so it's a legend, right? It's a very old technology. Legacy. But that is what I have brought up my career on. My first technology is AS400 and probably the only technology in this one, right? And it's that time itself they used to say, hey, AS400, nobody knows, it's only mainframe. But you know what? Today I manage, I can't call the numbers, right? But I manage business unit, and my team develops solution technologies across the board. And I am proud to be a part of that. But my background is AS100. I don't know Java. I cannot code in Java. I don't know any of that, right? So what I learned was to see what needs to be done for a program or something to work, and what is the ultimate requirement that you are building. I am able to now stand and work with my customers and convince them to buy our solutions because of that basic thing that I found. Right? No matter what technology you do, the fundamental principles of programming should remain the same. So you have to keep that in mind. My personal advice is, do not worry that even if you come to Cognizant, I cannot guarantee that you are all in some IoT or data. It depends on the demand and the business. It all keeps changing, right? But wherever you are, ensure that you are putting your heart and you are learning. And please don't, have the notion that this is what it is today. I'll go jump there, learn. Because what you are doing is you are unlearning and you are not learning anything. You have the basics, anything can be done. Doesn't matter which technology. And obviously, location is such a constraint. We are talking about virtual, way of things done, right? 200,000 of our employees, our associates, develop applications sitting at home. And I talked about one of the customers, right? The utility customer in New York when the storm happened. There was power outage. So our associates sitting across the globe from their home, worked day and night to bring the solutions up, applications up. So it's all myth that I go here, I get a better opportunities. Opportunities are everywhere, it is for us to grab. But keeping the basics in mind is very important.
I think the requirement in mainframe is quite high. I think those people who started with mainframe, they were quiet for some time, and right now they are sitting on platinum mines. The need for mainframe, I think all the solutions that are built right now requires mainframe knowledge. Right. Yes, yes. Great. So I quickly will just go through this, right? So we have tie-ups with BITS Pilani, BITS Mishra, IIT Jodhpur for MTech programs for students who come through a campus recruitment season and stay with us. The best part is Cognizant will pay the full semester fee. And you could also take educational loan to fund the first year education. So it is a co-sponsorship higher education program. We're also planning to have an MBA tie-up as well, apart from MBA and MTech. At one of the successful programs, she told about internship, because internship is all about getting 100% skilling done before you join the business. Like business leaders like him, he does not have time to train you, to skill you for long. So what we have done is just shifted left. In 8th semester, it's a paid internship, and you will be trained holistically, not just on technology. So that's internship for you. Communication is a key aspect. It's a very important one. In fact, this year, all the students will also go through communication round in Cognizant, a specific round. It is not an elimination round, but definitely we would like to check the communication. We see a dip in that. Not only Cognizant, our counterpartners in TCS will grow. Everybody cries of that. Saying that technology, if I just give the mic to him, he will start telling me all the technology names and the top skills that people say blockchain, emerging technologies, IoT. But okay, do you know how to get that across to someone? What you know in IoT? Maybe just 2 lines in IoT that you could have heard of. But the way you express it matters a lot, right? So we'll get to see it. So key differentiators. Again, service bonds, we flourish on trust. In Cognizant history, we have not done any kind of service agreement with any of our associates, not just with campus recruitment. There is no culture of service agreement or a bond that we sign. We completely flourish on trust, and we have 200 plus development centers across the globe in 35 countries. Quick question to all of you. What is the strength of Cognizant? How many associates are working in Cognizant? You have seen that on the slide. Yeah. Again, louder please. 340, yeah, 3 lakhs and, 3 lakhs and 40,000 associates are working for Cognizant across the globe. That's nice. So we move on. So these are the 4 hiring categories we have. See, a few years before, so Balasa, you would know, Gen Z means, fresh, young, talented minds like you when we hire, we call them Gen Zs. We keep hearing. We want to make our hiring process more student-centric, right? Our leader, VP HR Maya Srikumar, she ensures that she speaks to Gen Zs every day in office. 5 to 10 Gen Zs. She will be seen around the Gen Zs, talking to them, understanding what they need, what they need and what we need to do. Organization like us. What changes do we bring in hiring? So that is how you see 4 different categories of flavors have come in. Few years before the line, a few years, we just take all of them, all students, put them into one funnel called Gen Z, hiring, assessment, take them into skilling, and deploy them in the projects. But right now we see students come with different levels of competency, right? How many of you are pursuing the course or a certification in cloud, AWS or Google Cloud? Anyone's pursuing certification? Salesforce? ServiceNow? No certification? Full stack developer? Anyone pursuing? Okay. So we see students are already aware of what they want. I mean, not all of them. If you are very clear about what they want, where they want to be, they pretty much come with good skill set already with them. So we have clearly classified as Gen Z next, this box. This category focuses on students who come from the campus with a good level of knowledge, who we can directly, upon internship, can put into the process. At a 6.75 pay scale, directly as an advanced Java developer or a .NET developer. So this means that if you have the knowledge and the skill, you will follow a technical assessment and you will be here. And 5.4, like the certifications that I called out, right? Students are pursuing a lot in Pega, Salesforce, SAP. So for those students who already know something, they are getting some specialized in a product or a technology. We want to differentiate and say, hey, you come in as a 5.4 for us because you possess that knowledge, and we will check that knowledge in you, and you can move across as 5.4, pay package Gen Z. Gen Z and Gen Z maybe there is a light shadow of difference, very clearly calling out those students, hey, I'm a civil guy, I'm a mechanical guy, EC or completely a non-circuit branch. Can I make a career in Cognizant, in IT? Yes. Does that mean that I will have to get into a technical assessment? I don't know coding. Maybe even computer science students may not feel so confident at times. They say, hey, minimal coding knowledge. You can apply for Gen Z. Once you apply for Gen Z, which is a 4 lakhs package, which is an entry level, you will have to go through an aptitude test, not a technical assessment. Even during the interview process, you will not be checked on technical unless you tell them that you know something on Java. Because in your profiling, okay, we will ask you to profile once we open the registration. If you say, hey, I know Java, I know Python, whatever the skill that you call out, the interviewer will check. But the objective of Gen Z is we need people with the right attitude and aptitude. So once you clear the aptitude, which consists of logical reasoning, quantitative analysis, and English narrative, you will finish that. Once you clear it, you can get into the interview process. So that is for Gen Z. But there are students, right, majority of students who have partial knowledge, some foundational knowledge, not like an expertise already like Gen Z next. We want to differentiate those students and give them extra skill bonus. That's the difference. But they will definitely go through a coding challenge. You will have to code, it is a technical assessment. Is this clear? If you're clear, please show me thumbs up. Gen Z elevate. Do we have all departments here? Yes. Sir? All departments? Okay.
Both circuit and not circuit.
Yes. See, we have requests from the institution saying that I have a mechanical super duper guy who wants to make a career in IT, specifically in coding. We don't say no. We say get on, get into a Gen Z, elevate. There is a technical assessment, clear it and move on. There are students in computer science department who will feel that I don't want a technical assessment. Please take me in, train me, and I will do the job. Get into Gen Z. So we are open, okay, to all branches. We don't differentiate. As long as you have the right aptitude and attitude towards learning and life. Okay? Is this clear? Can I move on? Yes, so how do you get there? Right? So we pretty much follow these key 5 to 6 hiring steps. It all starts with you. When I say you will have to profile yourself. I know you guys would start preparing your resume, which is nice. Keep it with you and upload it. But before that, when you start the registration process, we will be doing so in the next 2-3 weeks down the line. We will communicate through your placement office and offer the registration link. You will be asked to register with your email ID. What we have seen in the past, that students will forget the email ID that they registered with and they say, I didn't get an interview call, I didn't get the assessment date. Where are you checking in our platform? So we have moved completely to digital, right? All our hiring process is completely digitized. So everything starts from the registration process with you and you will have to profile yourself. It's not about just sharing a resume, you're updating a resume and answering good number of questions. What skill do you know? How much do you know? Where did you learn? How would you rate your proficiency on each of these skills? And there will be good number of questions asked. Please take time and don't be in a hurry to put it because we have seen students who have gone wrong in giving incorrect date of birth. Can you believe someone was born in 2015? Applying for a position and not one. We have to reject these applications. I really feel, we felt bad. We were talking, what do we do with these students? Being responsible in your action is very important. So take time, keep all the necessary documents handy, sit for the process because this is your life. Pay attention to what you are saying about you. So registration is the first process. Initial screening is what I mentioned. We will have to screen because 60% is our cutoff, right? 60% across 10th, 12th and semesters. Whatever semester papers you have, we will look for 60%. Not only that, yes, there could be incomplete applications, inaccurate information like this. Right, date of birth issue. Year of passing, they will say 2025. Can we hire? Sometimes they put it 2018. I don't know for what joy they put, right? To come up with such data points. They're getting creative. So please don't miss opportunities. I feel really sad for those kids who applied. And in the initial screening process, we had to reject the applications. Okay. The next step is the online assessment. Remember I told you about the different hiring categories? I would like to remind again, the online assessment for Gen Z will be completely non-technical aptitude. For Gen Z Elevate, it is technical process. Both will happen together. It's an online assessment that you can expect. So get ready for it. I hope you guys are already working towards it, and I'm sure the management will also be spending time in training all of you. So this is your moment. The next 2 months will decide, like how Phani said, right? Cognizant came up and Satyam also came up, but he attended the interview of Cognizant, he got through and he's done. I don't know what feelings he had, the butterflies that he had in his stomach at that time. I'm sure all of us has went through that process, right? First job in life makes a lot of difference. First interview make a hell lot of difference, and I don't think people can forget that easily. But it's in your hands to change all of that and make a beautiful story. If you guys prepare well, it's all it takes. Do some hard work, I'm sure you will get there. Okay?
I had butterfly, I don't have the plan, but I had long when I started. Having learned everything, standing there at that time, I was confident, I said, I can do it.
Wow, that's
But
nice.
as you said, right, Cognizant was not very known at the time. Satyam was, but I said there, I was just confident. If you guys have that confidence in you.
Yes, that confidence matters a lot. Okay, interview process. Technical round, the subject matter expertise will come from Phani's team. Like that, we have a huge business, team. So subject matter experts will be called and they will go through the interview process with you. Dress up, show up, and speak up. Okay, I know it's an online virtual interview process. Still, we have seen, their siblings or someone, looking into the computer and saying, "Oh, you're in the interview process." It will be considered as a malpractice because we have an auto-proctoring system. So when you are getting ready, please, I think, sir, you will have to ensure that students don't miss out opportunities because of some silly things. Because the application keeps deducting different phases, your movements, everything is recorded. Even interview process, both audio, video, everything is recorded. Still, unfortunately, we see students getting into malpractice. I mean, sometimes knowingly, very few times unknowingly. Something like that, your friend or someone, "Oh, what are you doing?" "Oh, you're attending interview, all the best." And that's it, he's gone. You have already made his day. Okay, so interview process, get ready, and that is when you will have to really articulate. You could have the highest, score in all the papers, a good CGPA, but if you don't know how to get that across, we are not looking for people who will speak impeccable English, but we're looking at someone who can stand up confidently, as he said, and voice out and communicate. Get your message across clearly to another person. That this is what you know, and this is what you could do, and this is how it is. So prepare yourself very well, and the offer rollout is the last one. We can move on. This is just a quick moment for you to take a look at the skills that we hired in Gen Z Pro. Majority of it is in 5.4, UX designer, graphical designer, instructional designer, full stack data scientist. All these are roles. If you are pursuing Japanese, French, in fact German and Spanish, we also hire engineers and put them in that role that requires you to communicate to the clients using that language. But if you get hired, 4 lakhs plus, there is a language premium that comes along with it. So everything is an advantage for you. So whatever you know, if you have learned courses in Udemy, not maybe a formal certification, but you have learned anything through any other external source, I request all of you to update that clearly in the registration form. Okay? Digital nurture. Do we have digital nurture students in this? Very good. Nice to see the hands. So digital nurture program, so this is for you, I was mentioning to you when we met there, right? So this is for specifically students who are in the 6th semester. We start giving them training. The learning materials were given to them. They'll have to choose either Java or a .NET track, because at the end of the day, we just need these 2 skills. The other languages and everything can be added on easily if you're strong in that.
We have created separate WhatsApp students who are registered. Okay. All the material has been posted to them. I don't know. Many of them are there in the WhatsApp.
Digital WhatsApp group. Okay. So we have about 31 students in this institution who have been going through a digital nurture. Yeah, virtual, and few hands raised here. They're pursuing cyber security. So out of 31, I think 21 have completed and made eligible for the interview process. So how it works, we have given them Java or .NET track to choose. A month has been given to pursue that, learn that, given a qualifier. So these 31 students have cleared the qualifying test. After that, they were given a deep skilling process in Java, not on cybersecurity. Things that you will have to learn on cybersecurity will be given to you from the 7th semester and complete 8th semester. Trust me, cybersecurity has been one of the closest to my heart, because I've seen the last 3-4 years cybersecurity internship doing very well, 100% throughput. Intense program, very engaging and nice program. So students kept on asking us, why am I not taught anything on cybersecurity? Why only on Java? During deep skill. I'm sure they would have asked you also, why are we learning Java? So that is the base. You learn it very well, and those students will not have any assessment anymore. No online assessment. They will directly go for the interview process. Are you eligible for interview? Yes? Congratulations. So we hope to see you soon. A big round of applause to the students who are watching the virtual one, also for all the students, 21 students who have made through the interview process. All 21 made it interview eligible, right? Okay. The interviews will happen in the next 2 weeks. You can expect the mailer. No, it will happen this month. Yes. We have already started Gen Z next. So, we chose certain institutions, it's not for all. So, for Dr. MGR Education Research Institute, we wanted to start with one skill first. Let's see how it goes. But there is no number. Next year, students can, the next batch can offer you Gen Z Next. Gen Z Next 6.75 hiring is mainly through digital nurture. Even the 5.4 cybersecurity, AWS, ServiceNow is through digital nurture for us, right? So all the best for the interview to all of you. Digital honors. This is another interesting initiative that we came up with last year, and a good number, a success story that we're already hearing, and Maya keeps telling us, Phani, that there are a good chunk of people coming. If you have to understand it, let's assume that you are joining Cognizant as a Gen Z 4 lakhs pay package. She might feel bad saying that the person sitting next to me got a 6.75. Or even cybersecurity through digital nurture, I missed the opportunity. Maybe I did not clear the qualifier test or missed to notice it. That is fine. You enter as a Gen Z 4 lakhs pay package in that pay package, get inside, and you can enroll for digital honors program after 6 months. What it means, you will be able to choose the track. Hey, I want to make a career in Salesforce. I want to make a career in Temenos. I want to change the track and I want to learn something. Please go ahead. There will be a learning enablement done for you. All you have to do is learn, clear the assessment, and you will move in to that particular track or a Java or a full stack, whatever the list that shows, with an enhanced pay package. So this person who missed the opportunity of 5.1 in cybersecurity can catch up with that person in the next 1 year. After 6 months, you can enroll in this program and you can finish the program. So the results are so encouraging that we have good number of students who have enrolled and they're all moving up, changing the track and also increasing their pay package right in the first year. Yes. Do you have any feedback from them? Please let us know about it. Okay? So your seniors are pursuing that. With that, I will bring you to the last thing. It is just an eligibility one, which we have already mentioned to you. 60%, keep your documents ready because it is your moment. Get ready for the registration. And none of you asked me, what about those people who did not do the internship? We hired 65, we actually selected 65K and 50,000 are onboarding with us. Out of 50,000, 34 students are interning with us, right? The balance are going through a continuous skill development program. So anyone who gets an offer from us will be trained by us even before you move into the business as a full-time employee and be called as an associate, right? Our job is to make you business ready. When we give them to the business, they should start, seeing you and you will start contributing. We see very encouraging projects, cool projects in students' own language, because when we went to one of the colleges, they asked me, can I get to work on a cool project? I said, what is a cool project? The definition of cool varies. What that person meant was some cutting edge, technology. Can I get into 5G? Yeah, we have license, but we are doing quite well. IoT, yes, we are doing. So, based upon the demand, the business demand and your appetite, you can keep moving, and that is why Phani is still stuck to Cognizant for 24 years. Yeah. See, when I said not the negative stuff, but that's the land of opportunities that you see, right? So sometimes if you are just going with one product, you get trained, you become proficient in that product, and after that you will have to change companies to learn something new. But organizations like us, we cut across different domains, industry, and technology. So you can make a career in one technology and specialize in one industry throughout your career, or you can switch. So that switching will be enabled by learning. So I think we have ended from internship to higher education. We got you covered. All the best to students of 2023 watching on the virtual mode. Best wishes to you. Get ready, prepare well, and we hope to see each one of you coming here. And as Sir said, yes, we accept that tall order. It's a challenge for you also, and you play an instrumental role in that, right? We had just 17 people who got selected last year. Only, okay, a couple of departments. BCom, yes. IT, what I meant from the engineering department. But yes, but I see such institution with so many labs, whatever you showed, the kind of investment that has gone into it. I think each student should make the best use of it. And you should, I would like to see most of it. So the number has to be tenfold at least. The select should be at least a tenfold. I'm talking about select, not, one applying. So number is not a game here. Alright? Any questions for us? We're done. Any questions? Too funny.
If you want to interact at the right time for you, please don't use this. That is the reason we cut it off now. Free to talk, anywhere if you feel which language you are talking. I think they were able to manage because she's from learning and development.
தமிழ் நல்லா தெரியும், அவர் தெலுங்கு நல்லா பேசுவாரு. மலையாளம் நான் முன்னாடி ட்ரை பண்றேன். So
be a interact with us.
Some key points for interview process, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. In Gen Z program, cyber security.
அவங்களுக்கு கவலை. டிஜிட்டல் பாஷா cybersecurity interviews, I think they will face the interview first. Yeah, I understand. I really, value that. That's, I think you're anticipating for the interview a lot. Cybersecurity, just have the basics. But whatever you have learned in Java, the deep scaling process, you will have to really know that. Were you given hands-on? Yes. Have you tried it? Okay, then be ready to show a code, coding skills. Okay? Apart from all your technical, what I said, dress up, show up, and speak up. Okay?
Others? I mean, just want to extend a little further on the question, right? So, irrespective of what are the tracks, everything, you stand for intuition. So, what you want you to do is bring that out in any forum from a test perspective or interviews, right? That is what we want you to kind of display, and that is the key for you to kind of get selected, right? We want to see your intuition. We want to see how you have applied what you have learned and how you are demonstrating that. Because tomorrow when you come in, you will be thrown multiple challenges, different industries, different domains, and so on and so forth, right? The ability for you to pick up and demonstrate is what is important. So please keep in mind that whenever you are preparing and all of that, you should be able to ability to kind of relate with examples and then say, hey, this is what it is. End of the day, it's all about examples and how you are able to grasp it and relate it to a situation. And that is what we actually do, right? Any of this that you have seen examples is all about getting that clarity out. So that's what we want you to prepare. Make sure that you are getting those final aspects and communicate clearly. Right? It doesn't matter whatever you are doing.
With this, I'll share my experience. What happened last year with the students following with confusion of Rupa, I just want to inform you. Confusion Ropi, I want to inform to you. Taking it very seriously, I just informed to some of the HODs also. What you say, the point is correct. That during the final round of interview, after technical round, the group discussion or somewhat that panel members will be there. One student, I don't want to mention the name and department, it's very serious, be careful. They said can have that home tour map before going for the interview panel. So this side of practice, it may be joke to you, be very serious, which I shared the dean area also. Please try to avoid. I am saying this interview process, everything as I says, it is for your life. You're going to live for next 40 years in this world. 40 or 50 years, how many years you're going to stay in this world? So it is a breakthrough. Take it very seriously. With suggestion of all the Dean, ENT, and HODs and other department HODs, we going to start, before the interview was starting, we're going to start the boot camp, the pre-placement training, with all this will be covered. English skill, communication skill, life skill, aptitude. In aptitude, we'll be covering quantitative. Someone asked, I hope someone asked what she asked about the technical part. For the freshers who are going to enter the Gen Z from the other department, especially mechanical, EEE, EC. See, everyone have the works. He is not from CSE and IT. He is from electrical department. He is working for 24 years in the same companies and he is stepping to 25 years. So, IT will be bringing the core companies, as I mentioned earlier. The core companies placement will start from the month of December to January. So, IT company, the students who got 17 who got selected for Cognizant, the engineering technologies. Out of it, 7 to 8 students from mechanical and civil. This I want to inform you. Mechanical and civil will join and their performance is equal with engineering technology, that is circuit branches. Okay. So there is a hope for you. It's up to you how to develop yourself. So that is the reasons we have been conducting aptitude, that in boot camp we will be covering 2 weeks we plan to cover. Everyone, I request everyone to join, take it very seriously. Okay, quantitative problems on train, time and distance, like this 15 topics will be covered. with the support of Mafai and Monster India, where we signed the MOU with them. Okay. So we'll circulate the date and timing, and when we're going to start through HOD, I request everyone to register for it. Thank you.
Okay. All the best. We will be actually starting the registration process by end of July. And you can expect the assessment somewhere in the first or second week of August, and from mid-August onwards, interview process. So you can tentatively keep this in your timeline in mind and get ready for the training, boot camp training they provide. Any other question?
There's a question on the YouTube forum. Can Gen Z candidates work on niche technology like AI, ML, blockchain, IoT, or only for Gen Z next?
Yes. See, the answer to that question is yes. All of you stand a chance. It is just that Gen Z next students will get into the project deployment as a specific role in a specific project right away, because they come with that specialization and background and learning, right? I am a full stack Java developer, then you get placed there. I can be a Google engineer because I have cloud certification and I have cleared the assessment, coding, and I can be there. But what about Gen Zs? Do I miss an opportunity? No. Hiring process is only to help you enter into Cognizant and you get trained and you have plethora of opportunities to move across technologies. So AI, ML, and all the technologies that you said, it is not reserved for few. And Phani would add more.
Yeah, and even if you come through the Gen Zs, we have different batches covering all these skills, right? So we also have FSCs who get trained. But the difference is that they'll have to go through the internal training program for about a couple of months and then get ready through the assessments. And once it is done, it's open for everybody, right? And whatever demand, wherever, you will get placed. So the difference is the time it takes for you to get into the project. If you are already skilled, you demonstrate, clear it, you are direct, and work on applications that we showed, right? That was your batch which created that vaccine administration, which is used for 60 million odd people, right? So that's the kind of options and the area that you have. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you. You have to kind of show the passion, clear it, and make it very difficult for the team to not pick you up, right? And we'll be happy to take it from there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And Roshit, Suchitra, and Mani. Thanks a lot for coming to our university. Now, I would request all of you, the whole lot, to prepare yourselves in the next 2-3 weeks to be ready for the interview. Right? So target getting into United States. You're giving us jobs in the United States? Yeah, right. Now, I must tell you, coding is a very important thing. My grandson, who is just in the 9th standard, has got his own blog, does his coding in the United States. You just imagine what it is. Many of our final years, I tried one with a final year student, a friend of mine here, and he was not able to do that. Now I want you to improve on that. Take all these appliances, keep it ready, and I want all of you to do excellently well. Now, it's your attitude and seldom your aptitude that decides your altitude. It's your attitude, seldom your aptitude that decides your altitude. Right? So all of you, I'd like to bless all of you, do excellently well in any interview that comes into this university and get your jobs placed. I want all of you to get into what? Gen Z elevator, what do you call it? No, I'm not interested in Gen Z. 4 lakhs and all that, I'm not interested. Come on. I'm not interested in that. I want many of you to get into Gen Z elevator. I'll tell you one thing. I'm talking a vintage story. When I did my PhD way back in 1965 at the Calcutta University, I had to go to CMERI, Central Mechanical Engineering Research Institute at Durgapur, to do my Fortran 4 program at that time for my thesis. Now, you're all well informed, you're all well qualified, SQL, this, that, everything. Now, you should do it faster, and you should all try to aim at the sky. I don't believe on the treetop. I want you to aim at the sky, right? So all of you sitting here, this time, Roshan, we want 150 to get into that. 50. It's at all order. 150 people. Yeah, I want all of them to get into your Gen Z business. 150 should be there.
Yes.
Yeah? Funny? Yeah. So all the best. Take care. And, let's welcome our president, and also let's all welcome all of these people with a big ovation. Mr.Phani, Rosha, and Sujitra. And these are Prince A.C. Kumar. He's a president, son of Mr. A.C. Kanu. And he has done a lot. He has been here. He started being the president of this university at the age of something like, I think around 23, 24. At the age of 22, he was the president of this university. Come. Stand here. One second before you go, I told them I gave them a big order of at least taking 150 people for the next series. Okay, now you can go back. All the best. Now, take care. Thanks for coming. Nice day. So I take it. Thanks.
Thank you for the monitoring, ma'am. Now I request Bhuvaneshwari ma'am to deliver the vote of thanks. I feel extremely privileged to extend a vote of thanks to all who are here to make this event to be success. First and foremost, I express my sincere thanks to our Honorable President Sir Engineer A.C.S. Arun Kumar Sir. Next, I would like to thank Vice Chancellor Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi Ma'am, Registrar Dr. C.B. Paranivellu Sir, Additional Registrar Professor Savaraj Sir, Rector Dr. Vishwanath Sir, and Provost Gopalakrishnan Sir. I thank our Dean of Placement and IAPC Dr. C. Balakrishnan Sir. I give a really happy word of thanks to our Chief Guest Mr.Phani Manepalli Sir, Senior Director of Cognizant. I'm glad to express my sincere thanks to all the dignitaries who have made this event special. My special thanks to all of the placement team who have contributed this occasion to be success. Once again, I thank each and everyone who has spent the time raising the event. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे